heard me say many times, if you ask the wrong question, the answer is irrelevant. But this episode, let's talk about what can happen when we ask the right question. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Prosperity TV. Randy Gage here, and I'm going to talk about asking the right question, the question that challenges assumptions, the questions that question premises, the questions that lead you down a path of prosperity and success. So I'm going to talk about what is the right question for you. Or let's go a little further and say, what's the lesson for you? Because we want to ask the question that will give us a lesson that will take you closer to achieving your dreams, becoming successful, whatever it is that you're looking to do. So here's a situation. I have a place here in Florida where I am today. I have a place in San Diego. When I go back to San Diego, I work out at this gym, right? And when I go in, I will work out, and 5 minutes after I check in, there'll be an email in my box. Oh, hey, we haven't seen you in for a while. Glad you're back. We've got classes and private instructors and this and that and the other thing. Probably for people who, fall off the wagon and come back and finally start working out again. They don't know, obviously. It's an autoresponder that I've been out of the state. But what's the lesson for you in that email? Next scenario. Donald Trump ran for president, and of course before that he makes most all of his products overseas. He hires cheap immigrant labor, and he's been an inveterate grifter as a entrepreneur. Yet he ran for president on the platform of, we're going to penalize companies that make their stuff overseas. We're going to deport 11 million immigrants, and we're going to drain the swamp. What's the lesson for you in that? And I didn't say all these lessons are good, but doesn't mean you're going to practice everything, but there is a good lesson in there. Same thing while we're talking politics, and somebody's going to be pissed off that I'm picking on their candidate. Think of President Bush when he wanted to restrict constitutional rights from the Bill of Rights. He called the legislation the Patriot Act. When President Obama wanted to, raise rates for health care so that he could make extra money from that and use it to pay for coverage for people who didn't have it, he called it the Affordable Health Care Act. So, what's the lesson for you in that? Got an email from Modani Furniture, and it said, hey, having a flash sale. And the flash sale had pictures of 3 items, and all 3 items happened to be items that I had looked on their website and clicked on to enlarge and get the details. What's the lesson for you in that? Same day I get an email from Overstock.com. Hey, we saw you were, looking at this item in the shopping cart, and then you didn't check out. How can we help you? Blah, blah, blah. And the reason I didn't check out is because I had bought something else there. I went back and I just said, you know what? It's too much work. There's too many screens, too many pages. They're asking for repeating too much irritating information. I don't want to shop with them anymore. What's the lesson for you? Charles Goodyear, back in the day, he was in a general store. He had this solution of gum and sulfur, and he spilled some on a potbelly stove. And he was fascinated because it didn't melt, it solidified with the heat, and it solidified into this dry, really springy, almost spongy material. And of course, he called that vulcanization and turned it into tires. What's the lesson for you on that? And finally, last one, Edison. One of the things you probably don't know about Edison is whenever he was going to hire a research assistant, he would invite him over to the lab for a bowl of soup. So he would offer him the bowl of soup, and if they put salt and pepper in the soup before they tasted it, he wouldn't hire them, because he thought they come with this assumption that soup needs salt and pepper before they even taste it. So they're not with people who make those kind of assumptions, don't make good research assistants. So what's the lesson for you? Peace. I'll be back next Monday. If you like the show, hit the like button, give me a comment, and please share the channel. See you next week.